So let's take a walk around because there are various sculptures and there are various circus performers, entertainers. Who knows what tricks the orange-coated man is going to be performing. Oh, that's right, he's security. Oh, no. This is a Chinese garden, or... Oh, I try not to sound like a racist, but is it a Chinese garden? Japanese garden? Perhaps I should take a look on the map. What does it say here? It doesn't say Chinese or Japanese garden. A little pagoda. And a little bridge over a static river. There are some nice dragonflies around though, which the camera won't pick up, sadly. Try to freeze frame and zoom in to see a dragonfly. There's a challenge for you. Bit of ongoing maintenance needed here. Seems picnics in the park are popular. Sitting on the benches in the shade or in the sun, also popular. The big draw card, the palace on the water, looms ahead in the distance. Here's a cute little spot, complete with spiders' webs on top. Here's a super opportunity to learn some Polish words. Our friend the peacock is known as a pawi. Wiewiórki, squirrel, karpi, of course, traditional Polish Christmas fare. Greasy fish, which a lot of Polish people don't actually like, but it's a tradition at Christmas. You know how it is, like Brussels sprouts in England. Hello, Pan, which is not meant as a pun, if you get my meaning. He looks like Pan. He doesn't have a flute, but he's got those hooves for feet. Of course, Pan in Polish means mister, so he could be Pan Pan. Plenty of classical sculpture in the park. Who needs to pay 20 zloty to go into the botanical gardens? Then you've got some pretty flowers, all for free, in a park where the entrance is free. To look at the exterior of a pretty palace on the water, all for free. Somebody's found a comfortable spot up there. Mr. Pigeon just relaxing on the head of, who would you say that was? Neptune, maybe? Or maybe not. I'll let you classical enthusiasts and scholars work out who that's meant to be. Little boat ride, anyone? Sun momentarily hid behind the clouds, but now it's out. Just in time to do a sweep to include a full frontal of the palace. Busy bee in the business of making honey. Glad to see I'm not the only one hard at work. Never get a day off with this YouTube channel nonsense. We invite you to the ticket office in the cadet school. So it shows you where you can get a ticket if you want to go inside. The palace on the aisle and the picture gallery. The palace was created by rebuilding and extending Stanisław Herakliusz Lubomirski's bathhouse. A garden pavilion built by Tilman van Gameren at the end of the 17th century. King Stanisław August commissioned the architects Domenico Merlini and Johann Christian Kamsetzer to remodel the bathhouse pavilion into a neoclassical palace based on the Italian and English idea of a villa museum. The king's plan was to exhibit his art collections in the palace. The palace, together with the picture gallery, was to symbolize the king's dream of an ideal, modern and sovereign state. But not on Mondays because it's closed. Look, if you came on a Friday, entry's free. So if you're staying a week, there you go. Otherwise, you'll just be limited to looking from the outside. To be fair, it's actually pretty nice just to see from the outside. And on a fine day, you don't want to spend too much time indoors anyway, do you? Or am I just trying to put a positive spin on things? Why didn't I know it was free on Friday? Well, I can't learn everything, can I? Well, I had all that time on the flipping train from Lithuania. Perhaps I should have been a bit more attentive and tapped into the free Wi-Fi. Oh yeah, that's right, there wasn't free Wi-Fi on the train, was there? Yeah, that's my excuse. That's what I'll tell them. That's what I'll edit into the video. And hopefully they'll believe me and I won't seem like a slack researcher. There I was thinking maybe, just maybe, I would get an artistic shot with a nice reflection in the water, but I'm not sure if that really is going to work. The water's pretty murky, but who knows what it'll look like on the laptop. Can but try, can't I? It would appear as though the man with the shield and the sword is about to ram his sword into the rear of the unsuspecting lion? Or is he roaring already in anticipation of having that sword rammed up his backside? Crikey, what was in the mind of the person who laid out these sculptures? I don't want you to think that we're limited in numbers of buildings that we can come here and admire. Not just the palace on the water, not just the orangery, or the botanical gardens with their greenhouses. We've got our Palace Myślewski. Oh God. Polish people must love it when native English speakers try to pronounce names of things in Polish. One more go. Pałac Myślewski. Myślewski Palace. Whew. Cut, edit, take 27, done it. Here's the ticket office and a museum store. If you were wanting to go back and get access inside the palace on the water. Otherwise, back here, we can just take a look at the Pałac Myślewski. Policeman or security checking his Instagram account, staying in the shade, waiting to pounce and on an unsuspecting old lady attempting to feed pigeons. There could be greater misdemeanors afoot in the park from time to time. Who can say? Let's have a look at this tricky to pronounce palace, as they all are, aren't they? Certainly a fine looking building, isn't it? Love the curve, the concave front. Super. Can't get it all in. Find out about the history of the place. The Myśliwicki Palace, built from 1774, according to a design by that man again, Domenico Merlini. Must have been a king's favourite, I think. It was extended several times, only acquiring its final form after 1783. The apartment of Prince Józef Poniatowski, the nephew of King Stanisław August, was located here. In the 19th century and in the interwar period, the palace was inhabited by commanders of the troops stationed in the nearby barracks, such as Bolesław Wieniaw, oh my goodness, why did I say I would read this? Such as Bolesław Wieniawa Długoszowski. Round of applause, please. During the interwar period and after the Second World War, the building was temporarily the responsibility of the government. Secret talks between the representatives of the People's Republic of China and the United States of America, 1958-1970, took place here. Indira Gandhi and Richard Nixon were official guests at the palace. Original 18th century polychrome decorations by Jan Bogumił Plesz, Antoni Herlichka and Antoni Grzebek have been preserved in the building. Oh, well earned deep breath. And once again, closed on Monday and free admission on Friday. So, yep, shot myself in the foot by coming here on a Sunday, didn't I? Tickets, you know where you can get them. We've just seen it. Just a stone's throw away. Why not put your hand in your pocket and help to pay for the preservation of this fine building? Of course, I'm not going to because I'm a cheap so-and-so, but I encourage others to. Why not? It doesn't actually hurt once in a while, does it? You shouldn't get a sleepless night and beat yourself up because, oh, I had to pay to go into that museum and yesterday it would have been free, but I didn't realise when I was planning my trip. You just got to take it on the chin. But I'm not feeling drawn, to be honest, you know, I'm just not feeling drawn. I think it's because I've got another palace experience coming up shortly, and therefore I'm thinking, no, there are better uses for my camera and better uses for my own time. I'm a busy man after all. Therefore, you know what I'm going to say. Mr. Predictable is going to say to you, it's always nice to leave things undone in a city so you've got plenty to come back and do on another occasion. Yes, and maybe I will come back on a free day on a Friday. Next time. Doesn't do any harm just to pay attention to these information boards, does it? Whether you need toilets, baby changing facilities, or you just want to find out, where the heck am I? And identify where you've been and how do I get out of here? So it's rather nice to be able to find these boards. They're reasonably regular intervals, although I've got a sort of paper map with me. And we entered this way because we came from the Palace or Zamek Ujazdowski, and we came through this way into Lazienki Park, identified the fact that the botanical gardens were over here with the orangery, and that if we carried down here we would finally reach the, where is it, Palace on the Water, which is for some reason up here, identified here. So we've come down here and across, and then we've come over here, looked at Palace Myśliwicki. And is there anything else? Do we want to look at number 8? Does that look interesting? Does number 6 look interesting? Frankly, no. Maybe we'd like to walk around this way, though. Maybe. I think that would be a nice walk, actually. It wasn't the way I was going. I was just going to go straight back and over, but no, I think walk round this way. It looks nice. And yes, I think that suits my needs very nicely. Still got a few monuments and statues, sculptures. Maybe we'll see the Lisse fox. Can always hope, can't we? Or another peacock lurking, who's feeling a bit more showy. Might reveal his full plumage, that would be nice. Who knows? Still got plenty of things to investigate and plenty of potential for revelations yet to come. So the first thing is... oh, hello, hello, hello. Somebody must have spoken to the peacock. Ah, no, it's not the peacock. I'm wondering if this is a peahen. Just taking a little bit of a stroll. What can we see through the trees and the foliage? Back towards the water, I think. You see what happens? I get distracted by a peacock and my path goes all off kilter. We want to head down this way, I think. Yeah, this will do. Let me know, won't you, if I'm about to walk into a tree? Could just happen. Go on, guys, you know you got to do it. Cough up the cash and give the lady a boat ride. She'll thank you for it. Do the decent thing. You'll feel like a real man if you do. This is the little amphitheatre. I imagine there may be some events going on here, like poetry readings, for example. Perhaps they put on some little classical plays once in a while, in the summer, obviously. Citizens of Warsaw, thank you for gathering here in the amphitheatre. Now I have your attention. I would like to read to you from a classical play. Are you feeling the classical play atmosphere of being in an amphitheatre? Or maybe not. And over there still we have a distant view of the palace on the water. Onward and downward. We're going to do a little lap around the water. And a man on a fiddle. Man on the fiddle? No, man on a fiddle, that's right. What happened to this fella? Boy, did he have a rough Saturday night. Woke up and I lost half my torso. Not to mention my legs. Plenty of bodies of water for the ducks to swim in the park. Up here I found what I was looking for, which is the Belvedere Palace. However, there's a great big fence, maybe two fences, which stop you accessing it from this direction. This had better be worth it. I hope the other side looks better than this side does. I think we need to go up these stairs, that's my guess. And perhaps, I think we'll be pretty much on the main road on this side of the park. But let's see where the steps lead us. Another dead end, a blind alley. There's a random little building here, which is actually on the map that I've got, the paper map, but it doesn't indicate what it is. It looks like some sort of mausoleum, you would guess, wouldn't you? Or would you? Perhaps you'd know better than me and you wouldn't guess it was a mausoleum at all. Okay, some language I don't recognise, of course, on this stone. Is there a connection? Don't know. Alongside the Belvedere Palace, there's a Cadillac encased in glass. Why is it famous? Well, it belonged to the one and only Józef Pilsudski. Yep, the brilliant military mind who saved Poland and the rest of Europe from a communist army which tried to spread communism worldwide, heading west into Poland. But Pilsudski and the Polish army had other plans. So the car belonged to the famous man himself. That's what it's doing here. Whether he lived in Belvedere Palace, whether it was given to him after the war, who knows? A little bit further up the incline of the path from the Cadillac is a souvenir shop, but they're currently on a break around about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so who knows when they're back and who knows what souvenirs they sell other than colourful umbrellas. Right, let's have a look at the front of Belvedere Palace, shall we? Erected after 1740 as Joseph Pack's Baroque palace in the place of the 17th century wooden villa. Ah, here we go. In the years 1918 to 22 and 1926 to 35, Marshal Józef Pilsudski lived here. The palace was not destroyed during the Second World War. After 1952, it used to be the State Council's chairman's seat, and since 1989, it has been the residence of the President of the Republic of Poland. Okay. See, I'm learning Polish. That means then it might look handsome from the outside, but I don't think there's much chance we're going to get a peep of the inside, perfectly understandably. And even walking around with a camera these days at a building such as this might alert security, so I've got to be a little bit careful. And there he was, the great man, to who a lot of us owe a huge debt and we don't even know it. Can we get a peep of the palace, or will the female guard packing a gun on her hip take exception to my camera? Well, no one's looking. Maybe the president isn't in situ. Otherwise, surely there'd be more guards around here. There it is, nothing too exciting, eh? But still,